While most of the new two-wheeler brands that have been launched in India have been EV specific, there are a handful of Chinese brands which are making their way to India with their petrol-powered two-wheelers. Together, the 4 brands that arrived in India this year launched 20 motorcycles in the matter of months, and we are riding one of them today.
The Zontes brand falls under the MotoVault umbrella, which is brought here by Adeshwar Auto. The Chinese brand currently has 5 motorcycles in the Indian market, and with us is the 350X, which is the sports tourer of the lot. We will soon be reviewing other motorcycles from the brand too. So subscribe to Car and Bike's YouTube channel and don't forget to press that bell icon so you will know when we'll upload those videos.
The Zontes 350X has a few USPs up its sleeve, and the first one is the design. The 350X poses a look that belongs to sport tourers a couple of segments above, and that really turns heads out on the street. And it's not that the design is radical or polarizing either. The bike appears sharp and muscular, and a set of panniers or a top box would only enhance its visual appeal.
The second USP is the list of features on offer, and this bike has quite a lot of them. Some of them are gimmicky, yes, but they're all very useful. This bike gets entirely keyless operation, so much so that the keys aren't even shaped like keys. They're just tags that you can just put in your pocket or a backpack, which means that the seat and the fuel lid all open by a press of a button. And another feature on the bike is that the windscreen is electronically adjustable. How cool is that?
The bike also gets a 5-inch full-color TFT screen, which is crisp and responsive, and offers Bluetooth connectivity and even a tire pressure monitoring system. But the placement of the screen is farther away from the rider, making the information on the screen hard to read. There are many features that can be accessed via the Zontes app too, but the app isn't available in India yet, so we'll reserve our judgments on that for later. In terms of build quality, the motorcycle scores decent too, and apart from a few plastic bits that don't feel as solid, the overall build quality is quite nice.
The third USP of the motorcycle is its form factor. Now the sub 400cc segment has quite a lot of adventure motorcycles, which double up as good touring machines as well. But this is the first sports tourer motorcycle in the segment, which makes the offering not only unique, but quite less intimidating. So, does it make for a good first touring motorcycle? Let's gear up and take it for a spin to find out.
Powering the Zontes 350X is a 348cc single-cylinder engine, which is shared across the 5 motorcycles that Zontes has in India. The engine is fairly tractable and rev-happy and has plenty of power all across the rev range. The power is developed in a very linear manner, but the engine doesn't feel very exciting. The engine has one very big problem though, and that is on how it deals with the heat it generates.
The engine does get liquid cooling, and it doesn't get that hot when you are on the move. But in stop-start traffic conditions, it does tend to overheat, and the radiator fans don't kick in as much. Now by itself it wouldn't have been that big of a problem, but the engine radiates most of its heat from the top side, which makes the seat and the tank section very hot and very uncomfortable to ride in traffic.
The riding dynamics is a bit of a mixed bag too. The 350X has a decent seating position, and with a low seat height, it is accessible for shorter riders too. Getting on the pillion seat though is a bit of a trek, but once you're on it, the position is comfortable again, and you're also left with a good view of the road ahead. The suspension does a decent job of soaking bumps and potholes, providing good comfort over longer rides. That said, the motorcycle doesn't feel very confident while cornering, thanks to a top-heavy design and a general lack of grip from the tires. At 152 mm, the motorcycle has a low ground clearance too, and you will bottom it out on speed breakers quite often. especially with a pillion on board. Another thing that we noticed was that while the adjustable windscreen is very cool to use and a nice feature to have, even at the raised position, the windscreen doesn't do a very good job at deflecting air away from the body. The mixed trend continues on the braking front too. The brakes have a very positive feel and bite, and they are at par, if not better, than other motorcycles at this price point. However, we found the dual channel ABS system to behave rather inconsistently over loose surfaces, and that, coupled with a lack of grip from the tires, led to many scary lockups in the time Mihir tested the motorcycle.
After riding the 350X for a while, the one thought that I was left with was that the motorcycle feels unfinished. It has quite a lot of interesting bits and pieces which has the potential to make it a good motorcycle, but in its current guise, it just has way too many shortcomings. And if you're okay with dealing with those issues, a price tag of rupees 3,35,000 rupees puts it strongly in contention with some established ADVs like the KTM 390 Adventure and the BMW G310 GS. You should check out our reviews of those motorcycles too.